Oh, that was so sick. Got one. Oh, got one. Oh my God. Got one. Pretty much right off the bat, guys. It feels like a pretty decent one too. Oh my God, no way. Literally like 3 casts in. Got a pretty decent one here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ooh, wish I was a little closer to my net so I don't get hooked by this guy. Ah, there we go, boys. Oh, that's a good way to start it off. All right, guys, not a long one, but probably pushing 3 pounds, and only took 3 to 4 casts to get him. Let's keep it going. All right, guys, that is a hot start. Let's see if we can do it again. So right now, guys, I am actually on a point, and I am fan casting off of this point with the Whopper Plopper, just trying to cover some water. But one thing I really like about this spot and why I'm gonna stick around here for a minute is because the wind is blowing right into this point, and the wind has a tendency to move the bait fish around. So there should be, hopefully, bait fish blowing up into this point. And as you guys can see, there's also a bird right there, and he knows the deal too. He knows with the wind blowing this way, there's gonna be bait fish over here. I see some bait moving by right in front of me. Hopefully there's some predators chasing it in. Got one. Probably the one that I missed a couple times. Actually, it feels a little bit bigger. All right. Yeah.
Did you use it?
Whopper Plopper. That's the second one.
Second one on the Whopper Plopper?
Yep.
You cool on the topwater explosion?
Yeah, that's cool.
How long have you been here for?
Half an hour. All right, guys, second one of the day. Nice and fat like the first one, but a little bit smaller. Not gonna bring out the big camera for this one. But yeah, I might throw a few more casts here. We'll see. Whopper Plopper is just such a good fall time bait. Absolutely love it. And hopefully this means we're out of that transition into fall, because the transition has been real rough for me. All right, I think let's pack it up and move down the bank here a little bit, see if we can find some more fish. All right, this looks like another decent little point, even though it's pretty rounded. Stop here and see if we can get another one on the Whopper Plopper. All right, we got the wind blowing into my bank hard, which is what we want to see, but it also can present problems for the action of the Whopper Plopper. So we don't want the wind to be too crazy or these waves to be smashing up against the shore. That's not what we want. But based on the wind direction, I think once we get out to the point of this little pier type thing that I'm standing on, we might find some more fish there. Even though the fish I found at the point last time I was here were a bit on the smaller side. And by the point, I mean the biggest point on this big land pier that I'm standing on. Oh, got one. That's a decent one there. That's a decent one there. Come on, baby, stay pinned. Come on. Oh my gosh, I was hardly paying attention. Oh, I'm burning him in. He's swimming to the shore. Come on, baby. There we go. There we go. Yep. Another decent one there. All right, I hadn't planned to show this guy on the big camera, but my GoPro literally died as I was catching him. So we got our third decent bass. They're all about the same size. 2.5, maybe pushing 3 pounds, the biggest one. But yeah, super fun on the Whopper Plopper. We got 3 so far. Let's keep it going. In all seriousness though, guys, I've seen a lot of trash talked online about the Whopper Plopper this year, talking about other topwater baits and how the Whopper Plopper no longer works. This has been one of the best lures for me this year. This color and the loon color in low light situations, and when it's sunny and clear out, this one right here. I've caught so many fish, largemouth and pike and smallmouth this year on the Whopper Plopper. All right guys, my wife just called and she's actually not feeling good, so I'm gonna leave here in a little bit to go back home. She's not super sick or anything, she just doesn't feel like driving, so I'm gonna drive her to her mom's house where she's gonna clean, and the girls are gonna hang out with my in-laws. And the good news is I'm still gonna be able to fish. I'm just gonna have to find some spots around that area. They do have a pond at their house, but I may drive a little bit and see if I can find something else. Sometimes an audible gets called and you just gotta go with it. All right guys, we went 3 for 5 on the Whopper Plopper at that other spot, and I don't know how much I'm gonna show of the last 90 minutes there. The last hour and a half was pretty dead. Tried some other tactics, didn't get any bites. I'm back at the home pond. I'm gonna try the Whopper Plopper here for a bit. If we can get one more big fish on the Whopper Plopper, this could end up being just a Whopper Plopper video, but we got an hour here, and then I'm gonna go to another pond at my in-laws' house, see if we can finish out the day with a couple more good fish. Come along with me. All right, guys. Whopper Plopper again, the winning bait of today. See if it can get another decent fish in here. But this water here is looking real stained. The water's real high. Looks like it rained here recently, and so hopes are low. Oh, I got one. He hit it before it started to move. Seems pretty decent too. Nothing majorly giant, but what do we got here? Decent little largemouth. Man, I didn't even have to sell it to this guy. I just dropped it in front of him and came up and ate it. Well, Mr. Tiny Largemouth, thank you for being such an easy catch. I appreciate it, bud. Ooh. And that brings our hookup ratio to 4 out of 6, so that's a little bit better. If we can get it to 5 out of 7, that's pretty respectable ratio. All right guys, I don't know how smooth these transitions are gonna be, but I just made it to spot number 3. We are currently 4 for 6 on Whopper Plopper hookups, so we're gonna stick with the Whopper Plopper. It's just kind of turning into a Whopper Plopper video, but the fish here in this pond are a little bit smaller, so we're gonna adapt a little bit right out of the gate and downsize to a smaller Whopper Plopper, see if we can catch some more. All right guys, quick tip for you. Anything below the 110 size with the Whopper Plopper, you pretty much always want to remove that leader. That fluorocarbon with the smaller Whopper Ploppers just tends to really affect the action. Now you could use a shorter leader, like a 6-inch leader or something like that if you're really worried about pike biting you off, but you're best not having a leader at all for these smaller ones. Got one. There we go. It's a hard fighter. Small guy, but he's fighting real hard. There we go. All right guys, that's 5 bass on the Whopper Plopper today for 8 blow-ups. So we're 5 for 8. Ratio is still not fantastic, but it's still not terrible. Oh, we got him. Hold on. There's a fish on here, I think, or something. I don't, what the heck? I don't know what just happened, but that fish is, I think, still here in the grass somewhere, so I'm gonna dig around and see if I can find him. Yeah, there was a fish on it all the way up into this grass, but now I've lost him. I don't know what that was. All right guys, I don't know what the hell just happened. I just hooked like a 4-inch bass or a tiny bluegill, and whenever I set the hook, I launched him all the way to this side of the pond, and got a horrible knot up in my braid somehow. It's just really awkward and stupid. We're gonna pretend it didn't happen. Let's go. There's something big swimming around in front of me right now. And by big, I mean big for this pond. Oh, that was so sick. Oh, get off the grass. No, get off the grass. Oh no, guys. We hooked some kind of giant plant. I saw that guy rocket out from the bank. But yeah, he's real hung up here. Oh, I think he might have just come off. Oh, nope, we still got him. We still got him. Oh, what in the world was that? Hopefully you guys saw the wake of this fish rocketing out of that grass on the bank. That's where I've been seeing the fish hold up, is that grass along the bank. And he came flying out of there and smashed it from the side. Dude, this guy was aggressive. Holy crap. All up in that grass, I think we're gonna find some more bass here today. Got one. I saw him come off the bank. There we go. Another decent one for this little pond. It's mostly 1-pounders in here, guys. But still an absolute blast on the Whopper Plopper. I think everybody could agree on that. All right, fish number 7 on the Whoppy Ploppy. See you later, bud. All right, guys, another really smooth transition here, but I was actually changing my batteries. I stopped for a second to look at Google Maps, as I often do, just to scout the area. And I found this little pond kind of situated on some undeveloped land here. It's clearly overgrown with grass, so fishing from the bank is gonna be really fun in shorts. I'm sure I'm gonna get at least 50 ticks on me. But saw a couple of cranes prowling around the area when I walked up, and that's really all I needed to see. There has to be some fish in here, I think. And it actually looks like there's a spot right here that has been mowed down right to the bank. That's perfect. I can already see little bait fish moving around. There might be some bass in here, guys. I think it's safe to say this place probably almost never gets fished. Every time I find a spot like this, I'm just fingers crossed, hoping it's about to be my next hidden gem that nobody knows about. So far, the spot is not looking so promising. Tons of life, but doesn't look like there's any bass here. All right, guys, another nearby pond here that I have never tried before. I just saw some activity that would indicate there are bass in here, which is a lot different than the last place we went. Oh, God. About broke my damn ankle. Definitely some more thick grass to contend with. We actually might have better luck if we can make it to that opposite bank. It looks really fishable over there. But let's start here, see what we can do. A lot of bluegill here. Lots and lots of bluegill. All right, the weeds right here in this spot are gonna be a definite problem. Let's see if we can make our way over to that opposite bank. Definitely a ton of fish in here, a lot of bluegill I saw. But the question remains, are there any bass? I feel like a little kid again when I go out pond hopping like this. Definitely something that never stops being fun. All right, I did just see a couple juvenile bass. Doesn't mean we're gonna find any big enough to bite this thing, but it is a good sign. There are definitely bass in here. And somewhere in here there has to be a bass big enough to spawn for there to be juvenile bass. Oh! I got one on the plop there. Didn't even have to whop it. I just plopped it and he slopped it. That is the tiniest bass ever caught on a Whopper Plopper, probably. I don't know what you were thinking. A little too small for the Whopper Plopper there, bud. And that brings our ratio to 7 out of 10 on the Whopper Plopper, which is not bad at all. Oh, I saw him coming for it. He gunned right for it. It was another tiny one, and he hit it on the paws there. I guess that makes us 7 for 11. Hate to see that, but that bass was real tiny, just like the first one, I think. Maybe a little bit bigger. I think what I'm gonna do now is head back to the in-laws pond and finish up there. I do need to be there for when she's done cleaning the house, and I am starving. I could eat a whole pizza, no problem right now. And it's gonna be dinner time soon. So we'll go finish out the day at the in-laws pond, hopefully get a couple more. I'd love to get to double digits. We're at 7 right now. So let's see if we can get 3 more on the Whopper Plopper. All right, exploring 3 new ponds off the beaten path yielded 1 5-inch bass, but that brings our total to 7. If I can get to double digits, I may just upload this video, even though I know it's probably not the most exciting video you've ever seen. Got one. Numero 8. All right, whether he's new or been caught before, that is number 8 on the Whopper Plopper. Brings our ratio back up to 2/3, 8 for 12, and 1 closer to our double digits we need to post this mediocre video. Hope you guys are enjoying. If you are still here watching, I appreciate you and I love you. All right guys, switching up here to the loon color, which happens to be my favorite pattern on the Whopper Plopper, and also my favorite bird, because loons are beautiful and they're the ultimate fish catching predator, and the color scheme is my 2 favorite colors, red and black. See if the color switch helps us here. Oh my God, on the drop. And that's number 9, as long as he stays on. Stay on, bud. And that brings us 1 away from our 10 fish on the Whopper Plopper goal that I made up halfway through the video. Didn't have to sell it to him. Took it at face value, saw it hit the water, and gulped it. 1 more, guys. Clock's ticking though, because pretty soon we're gonna be heading home here. And by the time we get there, it'll be time for dinner. So it's do or die time. We got to get our last fish now. All right guys, well that does it. We came up 1 short of the challenge. It is time for me to go inside. It sucks to come up 1 short of a challenge that you spontaneously created halfway through a video, but that's just what happened. Anyway, the Whopper Plopper definitely deserved the spotlight for this video. I've been seeing some videos about how it no longer works. I mean, I don't know where you guys are fishing at, but it definitely works. It's a fantastic fall time bait, and it's something I will always have in my tackle box. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Hit the like button if you don't mind, and see you guys in the next one. Nope, we ain't going out like that, boys. We cannot come up 1 short of our 10 fish challenge. Got one. There's fish number 10, and I think it's a pretty good one, you guys. It's really staying down there. Really staying down. There he is. It is a pretty decent one, I think. Stay out of that tunnel. Oh yeah. That's a nice 10th fish right there, boys. Look at that. Big old 3-pounder. That right there, guys, is why you don't give up on the challenge. Easily a 3-pounder, probably a little bit over 3 pounds. Nice big fat belly there. Beautiful, beautiful looking fish. Best one of the day, easily. And off she goes.